Alright. Earlier when I said we weren't going to worry about that message we got sent after killing the jackal, well, I'm in the middle of a spy mission, and we're getting a visit from the Jolly Jerker himself. So this is the Stalker. Every time you kill a boss, you have a chance of getting a mark from him. And randomly in one of your missions, he's going to assault you. So we got to fend him off. Now, you could be scared. Oh, he's level 30. Oh, shit. He hit me with a slash proc. That's not very good. Oh, he's going to kick my ass. Oh, wow. Well, I was talking real shit, and he really put us down. Yeah, that's about right. I think we're just a bit too weak. That slash proc hit us like a fucking nuclear bomb. Once we become more powerful, the tides will turn. Now, I am just doing this mission for star chart, but I did look at the loot pool, and this is the first spy where we can start getting dual 60/60 mods, which are an element and a status. And yeah, I'm gonna want them, so we're gonna be grinding this out until we get them. Oh, please don't make me run this for 10 hours. It's a 10%. There's no way in hell. Oh, well, back in we go. Still in the spy hole, but I found something pretty neat. This is a rare resource cache for a corpus. What? Wow, I really thought we'd shoot it and it'd break. Man, this thing tanky. A 60-minute credit booster. We got a fully built Fieldron, which is a actually crafted version of the Fieldron sample we've been collecting here. It's pretty gas. Nothing really crazy about those on these planets. Credit booster is nice, but I mean, we're not doing anything really where we're getting a lot of credits. So, but I just wanted to include that. Damn. Getting both the 60/60s really wasn't that bad. I got them both in roughly like 10, 15 runs maybe. Along the way, I managed to pick up another rare resource crate, which was alright. I just wanted to show real quick some of the stuff that we've been doing off camera. I don't want to keep like everything new. I'll be doing none of that off camera. Everything that I introduce, I'll show. But this is a list of everything that we have mastered. I like to just put stuff on when I'm doing easier missions, just to level it on the side so that we can get more mastery rank. Right now I'm leveling the Strun and the Mark 1 Furus. I did all the melee weapons that we had access to, so there's not one there. And I went ahead and crafted a couple of things last night. Looks like the heck isn't done, but we've got the Vasto and the Tipido. Tipido? I don't know how to pronounce this. But this we used our normal bow staff and kunai to make. So it is one of the first weapons where we had to have like prerequisite components. And I looked at the stats, and it had good slash and all that. So it should be pretty solid, I would hope. Our choices aren't that many, but that is all that. And then for our actual like gear, I'm gonna show some builds so you can kind of get an idea of what we've been running with. Taxon, I remember I called him bad, and I wasn't familiar with his game. Taxon has actually been kind of a carry, mainly because we got Synth Deconstruct and Synth Fiber in the last episode. Synth Fiber isn't really, I haven't noticed that at all because I haven't leveled it, but Synth Deconstruct has pretty much allowed us to just crank out abilities on a whim. And that's been so huge. I don't, did I? Oh, I did change Taxon's primary fire to be cold and viral. Mainly for the viral, I was finding that this was just kind of balling. Um, he was putting 10 stacks of viral on every enemy he was shooting at, and what viral does is it makes their health damage. It increases damage to health, rather. So it was really, really handy when we were fighting Corpus on Venus. Break their shield, and then they just die in one hit, whenever I hit him with. As for Volt, and the reason I actually wanted to show off the builds and record that. Oh my god, Ordis. The build has changed slightly. I took off Streamline and I put on Augur Message. I got that from doing, we got access to one of the bounties, the tier 4. Is it tier 4? It was one of the bounty rewards. It was really boring. I don't want to show it because it sucked. I just would load into the bounty, hope that I got one that we could easily do because the enemies were level 30 and 50, and they kicked my ass. So I was hoping to get one that was easy. I got like the Grenier Sabotage Cache one, and I got it. And what Augur Message does, and I explained it in the second video, is that it's just an extra ability duration. Normally we wouldn't be able to stack multiple mods with the same effect, like continuity. We can't just put 13 continuities and get a ton of duration, but Augur Message allows us to inch that a little bit further, which has been nice for speed and our shield. But it's also an Augur mod. Ooh, they're good. And I also, another reason I wanted to record this was because I am going to put an Orican reactor on Volt after 4 episodes. Yay! I don't know why I was saving this, and while I was doing bounties, I like would always remember that there was no reactor on Volt, and I could increase our mod capacity and make it better. And I just never did because I wanted to show it, but I didn't want to record it. I'm weird. But what we'll be doing for the build is we'll be doing this. I think this is good. I was running Streamline, but with the Augur mods, we actually want the abilities to cost as much energy as they can, because the more energy we use casting an ability, the more shields we get back, and then our shield gating is better. If we break it at what our shields are at now, which is 620, we get 1.8 seconds of invulnerability. But yeah, that's the build. I can't upgrade it. We are endo broke. Oh, don't mind that 355 endo. We're endo broke. Which actually, speaking of which, we could go solve right now. Is what I would say if I didn't show off the Boltor build, which is pretty generic. We got split chamber from one of the random Corpus guys on Venus. I have it set to Toxin because that's what I was doing. I was fighting Corpus enemies and they're weak to Toxin. So nothing really changed here, and I didn't remember that the Boltor had a D polarity, and I hate it. This sucks right here because we don't have anything good to put there. Our only choice is Rifle Aptitude. Oh, this mod sucks, but it gets good. Alright, gamers, we're here at the Earth Relay for a very important mission. Barrelketeer is in town, and I wanted to briefly explain something. He is selling a mod that we need to get. My game's like running like poo-poo here, so I'm gonna keep this quick. He's selling Jolt. This is a 60/60 mod. It is electricity for pistol. There's 2 mods that Barrelketeer sells that are 60/60s that we'll have to pick up when they come around. And we're gonna have to get this. Now, it costs a resource of ducats, which we haven't really been introduced to. You get ducats from selling prime parts that you get from relics that you don't need. I already went ahead and sold what we got from opening a few relics. Nothing crazy, but we do not have the 300 out of 40, or 40 out of 300. So we're gonna have to start grinding up relics, and that's what we're gonna do. I guess quickly, I'm also gonna pick up this ship skin because it's pretty good drip for our account. Now, I had a idea in mind for what relic we were going to open. Using what little Aya we have, I think we should start trying to crank out that Glaive Prime. Well, actually, I don't think I thought this one through. Looks like the Glaive Prime's actually only on it's only on relics we can't do. So never mind. We're gonna be waiting on that. I mean, we could go for like Ember Rhino pieces, but I'm not worried about them at all. We're just gonna have to open what relics we have.
One eternity later.
This was the Prime haul. I sold everything and purchased both Jolt and the Lisette skin. Okay, well, I had a plan, and we're not going to be able to do that because we need to get to Mars. So, I think that's what we're going to do. We have to complete once awake. That's easy.
Tenno, we have intercepted an alarming transmission. The Grineer have obtained samples of the infestation that once ravaged the Orokin. A scientist named Dr. Tengus intends to integrate the samples into his bioweapon research. The Grineer believe they can control the infestation. They are mistaken. We must investigate the laboratory on Mercury immediately. Hurry to M Prime.
Uh-oh. Gotta go deal with a bioweapon. I think the funniest bit of this is generally where you're supposed to be introduced from to the infested. And if you just do a dark sector mission, boop, you've met him.
The bomb is armed. I'm extracting you now. Good job, Tenno. We're done here.
That was so sick and awesome. And by sick and awesome, I mean I'm glad it's done. That it took a minute. And by a minute I mean 5:47.
Tenno, you have done well to contain the infested outbreak, but I am troubled. Dr. Tengus was but one of many reckless Grineer eager to gain favor with his queens. We have also received a message from Saya. I suspect it relates to these troubling events.
Tenno, recently I have been plagued by strange visions of the infestation. They're warnings from Kome herself. I'm sure of it. Krona Meta, come see me in Cetus. Together, we can overcome a terrible fate. Be well.
Yeah, that's the entire quest. We find out the infested are back. We stomp a hive and then we blow up a ship. Not the most stellar quest, but it is a big lore thing, so it is important. Another thing we got access to is the farm for Kome and all of her weapons, but I don't really want Kome or her weapons. We're gonna hold off on that for now.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Going back to Earth. Gulp. Oh, we gotta do this junction. This is an important one too. It unlocks both Mars and the Arkwing quest. Whoopsie.
Void relics. What a baffling concept. Ordis will try to understand void relics again. They say the contents of a relic are simultaneously this thing, or this thing, or this thing, but also that thing, and certainly never just one thing. That is, until it's exposed to a void fissure? And at that point, all the possibilities collapse, each one falling away until the relic cracks open and exposes one singular thing. Then, against all tenets of logic, that thing becomes the only thing the relic ever contained.
What a load of...
Ordis prefers known quantities. Thank you very much. Operator, the sentients are not laughing at my jokes. Did they adapt to my humor?
I'm gonna include whatever Ordis just yapped about in full because that's the Void Relic tutorial. And I think if I have one criticism about Warframe, it's that a lot of things just aren't explained well. And this is a prime example of that. Before I even get into Void Relic ranting, one thing I will say is that this Void Relic segment being locked behind Mars would be cool and all, except for the fact that we already farmed Void Relics and we could open them and refine them. So, like, I think that makes no sense. But another thing is, did you understand what Ordis was yapping about during that? No? Well, if you're new, you're confused. And that's really bad. Because, I mean, relics are pretty simple. You get a relic, it has certain rewards in it. You look at it, there's commons, uncommons, rares. You can refine them. Refining them makes them easier to get rares from. And uncommons, I guess. And that's it. They're not complex. And then you have to do a certain type of mission. But whatever the fuck Ordis just like it was liquid diarrhea coming from his mouth, bro. I don't know what I if I didn't know already, I'd be lost. But that's my little rant. I hope you enjoy. All right, fellas. Now we have access to Mars, and this is huge. Mainly because we have a spot to farm both Morphix and Gallium, which, in specific Gallium, if we come over here, take a note at our standing disparity. We have Steel Meridian at rank 2.5, and Red Veil isn't even rank 1 yet, even though we're pledged to Red Veil. Because this has plagued me this entire time. So, yeah, we'll be able to get that Gallium and finally make progress towards Red Veil. Uh, I did try to get Gallium from Cetus. The first bounty has a rare reward drop of 2 Gallium, but didn't want to drop, man. Let's start cracking away at this planet. You might be like, now Tormandy, what are you doing in a trading hall? I know your ass isn't about to trade, and you're right. We're not here to trade. We are here on business. I want to go get Ayatin sculpture. We're also skipping straight to Deimos. It's a sneak peek of an area we're gonna be in a second. Now I don't remember if this is like a weekly thing or like a daily thing. I will check back tomorrow and see if I can do it again. If not, no big deal. We are desperately out of endo, and I need to get more. Also, I'm gonna take my time here because on Deimos we can get Orokin cells, which we need. Any Ayatin sculptures we can get are gonna be a big help. One thing about Maru's Bazaar that I didn't mention while I was standing there is that is where you go to trade your Ayatin sculptures. We found a couple just doing various missions, and I've just been kind of holding on to them, but we're gonna be getting rid of them today. All right, we gotta calm down, stop killing things. Yeah, okay, I was gonna search every locker and, take my time, but this is boring, dude. I just want to get this Ayatin sculpture and get out of here. Is it down here? All right. This is it. In order to get this Ayatin sculpture, we're gonna have to do a sick obstacle course. Wow, that was so tough. Now, if we go to our mods, we can go over here to Ayatin Treasures, and let's take a look at all the sculptures we've got. Woo! Now, unfortunately, I don't have any Amber Stars. I thought I might have, but looks like I don't, but no worries. Here's what an Ayatin sculpture looks like normally. As you can see, it's got these little sockets here at the bottom. What we can do is we can slot in these stars. boom, it starts to move a little bit, and the value goes up. The endo value. Look at that. Now we have, what, 5,000 endo sitting in our inventory? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I'm already here. Oh, Jesus. I didn't think it would try to teleport me. We're gonna skip past all these people. We extract these. Oh! Get me out of here. I can't be here. Ah. Neat little side effect of doing that. Apparently the node in which that took place was right here. Hif on Deimos. So we have a foothold into Deimos without doing the pathway leading here, which is pretty neat. It's not that big a deal because we're gonna get here today anyway. But I mean, hey, oh, the big elephant is another awesome junction. I hope I don't get cooked. That'll never not get old.
Tenno, your codex has been updated with a new quest.
Alrighty, we've just been doing our missions, having a good old time, and now we've made it to the assassination. Alright, well, we have 2 assassinations we have to do. First, we're gonna do the actual one on this planet, which is Lech Krill. Ooh. I don't have to record these, but I really like to, just because they're like some of the only boss fights that we do in this game. Ah. So Lech Krill is pretty gas. All we do is we're going to melee the ground and sit here and wait. We have to shatter the pipes on his back, and that's how we kill him. Wow, alright, that should be all the pipes on his back. Here we go. Under the final phase. Oh, I hope we can do it. Yay! And we got a gallium. We're one step closer to ranking up Red Veil. Boom. Now, earlier in part 1, when I said Excalibur was very easy to get, this is the boss you do to farm him. So if you would have picked him at the start, I mean, no shade, but you could get him here. Or alternatively, which we'll see later, we can get the upgrade of Excalibur. Alright, next time he's not kicking our ass, I swear. I'm also going to go ahead and do this invasion. So this is the invasion tab. It's a bunch of gabagool, nothing really too crazy. Occasionally certain missions will have either Grineer or Corpus trying to pay you out, do the same mission 3 times to get the rewards. They're usually detonite injectors and field drawn, but then there's also upgraded version of Grineer and Corpus weapons that you get from doing these invasions, which we should keep our eye out. I already missed a couple parts to, I think it was like the Sheev or the Dare Vandal. No big deal. They come around all the time. But this is the only way we get access to the Forward Assassinate, which we will attempt to do right now. And as you can see, for our trouble, we'd get 3 detonite injectors, which it's going to be a while before we can use them, but hey, we might as well get them while we're here, right? Ooh! The infested charger, but bigger! Okay. Do this, do that. Oh god, we got hit by a toxin proc. Look at our health go. It should be better to shoot this guy. Where'd he go? Yeah, Ford is actually kind of tanky. Keep in mind he is... Oh my god. He's getting healed. He is level 23 right now, which is not the hardest boss or enemy we fought, but it's definitely up there. And boom, he's dead. Ah, and that's how you get nicks. Another Warframe that we will not be crafting. There's a lot of those. Just to let you know, a lot of Warframes we won't be crafting yet. I will get them all. He wants me. I'm gonna go do that 2 more times. Man, this planet with nothing done on it's kind of bothering me. Let's fix that. Alright, we have cleared out Mercury, and it's time for our final node, which, as for every planet, it's gonna be the Assassinate if I can help it. That's untrue. Never mind, I just did Mars without the Assassinate and Earth. We've been around the block on this one. We don't really need to introduce Vor again. You know, that wilted sunflower having ass. We're back to run a victory lap on him. I hope we can beat him, guys. Alright. Alright. That's all there is. Ooh. This is actually kind of sick. We got both the Seer and the Cronus blueprint. Unlike most node assassinate missions for the planet, there isn't a Warframe tied for the defeat of Captain Vor. So he drops instead 2 weapon blueprints, which we managed to nail both of them. We could go back and farm Vor to finish getting the Seer components, and you know what? I think I'll do that. Because why not? But first, yep, oh. Oh. My god. This isn't fan mail. This is giving me credits. Yes! Alright, our reward for clearing out Mercury is we have access to a nightmare mission. Now, this is awesome. Nightmare missions are just enhanced versions of normal missions on a planet. You unlock them from completing every node on a planet. I'll put up the drop table. I don't remember it. I know that there's a lot of good mods that we can get from these. And every nightmare mission has its own unique modifier. For example, this one is that there is a timer. So, you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, you are. All right, let's go do something else. I'm kidding. I'm joshing you. All right, we have 5 minutes to complete this. That is a lot less time than I was thinking. I was thinking 10, but no fear. Volt is here, and we're going to speedrun. Oh, you get more time by killing things. All right, never mind. This is trivial. All right, our first nightmare mission, and for our trouble, Ice Storm for the pistol. That's pretty good. Ooh! Alright, we don't really care about the lore of this quest. It's just going to introduce how we get a Kubro, and I'm a little bit in the know, so we can skip right by that. Right now I am using the Heck. I crafted this. There wasn't a lot of options of stuff we could craft that was going to be like useful. So I'm just kind of crafting shit at random from the marketplace because I need mastery rank. Alright, it looks like we just have to do a survival mission for this. This is pretty swag, honestly. I don't have to really try, just gotta kill things, sit back. Man, I do not like the heck at all. I don't have any mods on it right now because we didn't have any capacity for that. But like, damn, dude. The 4 shots is just kind of buns. I'm thankful we picked Volt, though. Speed alleviates the issue of having to reload every 2 seconds. One thing I will say about Howl of the Kubro is that I'm pretty sure it concludes once you actually mature your Kubro, and that is not going to happen in this video. Unless that's not how the quest rolls, it's just when you incubate it, in which case we will finish the quest today. But we're not going to be finishing this quest today, and the reason for that is because I want to have our Kubro named by y'all. Hopefully that isn't a mistake on my end, but yes, I'm going to leave the name for my pet dog up to y'all. Make it as stupid as you want. I don't really care. The only thing I will say is that anything that would get me in trouble is not allowed for obvious reasons. Otherwise, free game. If I don't get any suggestions, I'm naming it Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and you can't stop me. Well, I mean, you can. But, I mean, hey, at least when this episode comes out, I mean, I'll probably be playing a little bit before, and he'll just be sitting there, nameless and sad. But that's not my problem. Well, it is. I'd really like to use him and level him once we get him, but I don't know. I thought it'd be fun. There are 5 breeds of Kubro, each of which are useful, and any of them are a complete upgrade over Taxon, unfortunately for Taxon. But there's really 2 that we're looking out for. The first one's going to be the Huras Kubro, and it's probably the one I want the most. Actually, no, he's not. But the Huras Kubro, what it does is it has an ability that's really strong on it, that if you're near enemies, he has a chance that he'll turn you invisible, and you'll stay invisible for the duration, as long as you're around enemies. So that's going to be pretty helpful for survivability because one thing it doesn't mention is that, like, you if you shoot while under that invisibility effect, you'll come out of it. But if you use abilities, you stay invisible. At this point, I already know what characters I want to get for Warframes that we're going to keep, that are going to be used for, like, progressing in the game. But what I don't think any of them pair well with Huras Kubro, unfortunately. Volt would be if I just, like, spammed Shock, which isn't a very good build, but it's something we could do. I might need to look into that, but I still think, like, that as one of the dogs we have is going to be really good. And then the other one, if I'm not mistaken, is the Chesa Kubro, and the Chesa Kubro is just like a resource pickup guy, and the reason I want him, for obvious reasons, is because more resource good. Simple as that. Otherwise, whatever dog we get is going to be vastly superior to Taxon. Even though Taxon, I said it once, I'll say it again. I was not familiar with Taxon's game. All right, you slap synth fiber, synth deconstruct on him. Actually, you slap synth deconstruct on him. Baller. Fire. Oh, I need a Kubro egg? Oh, man. If only I got, like, 21 of them or something. Oh, and we have an incubator core already? Shit, I guess we'll have to start incubating. And, we don't have not incubator. We don't have, imprints, so we can't, like, make the Kubro that we want. And, unfortunately, we won't be getting imprints because they're a waste of time for us, and We're not trading. That's cringe. So let's just start cooking them. And now in 24 hours, give or take. All right. I lied. In 1 minute, we will have our Kubro. And by 1 minute, I mean we're rushing this. Wow. Let's claim our pet. Oh! That's so good. We got a Hurras Kubro. That's the one of the two that I wanted. And unfortunately for you, you're gonna sit right there and deal with it. Welcome to the world. It's cruel.